to you all. Alejandria saying hi to YouTube and TikTok. Waiting a few minutes for everyone to join us. We have 5 minutes to 3. How's everyone doing? Aloha Real King Dan. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. We have 14 people on TikTok and 2 people on YouTube so far. We're gonna wait till 3 p.m., like 5 more minutes before we start. But meanwhile, tell me how are you guys doing? What's up? Aloha, Mr. Cheeky Chap. How's it? Your gym trainer? I need a trainer myself. I'm trying to gain weight. It's hard. Gaining weight as muscles is hard. Of course, it's easy just to eat. Dan, are you aware of what's going on in Iran? Thank you, brother, Mr. Cheeky Chap. I appreciate you. Hamzi Habibi. I don't know Arabic that much, but I know Habibi means like deer. You give me $100 every hour? Where do you live? If I train you, where do you live, man? Your art is Floyd, dude. Thank you so much, Mr. Cheeky Chap. I missed what you said. The best religion. Oh, you want to hear what is the best religion to me? The best religion in the world is the DMT molecule. The most reliable, I believe, religious in the world. It's actually take you to the spiritual experience and you see what's up with the right dose and also being prepared and preparation before that. It's the it's been my way and that's the way that I trust. But first you're gonna be prepared for it. Not for everyone. And I gotta say, not like I'm inviting everyone to do it. Do your own research, but and it's not for everyone, but that's what I think. Thank you, Mr. Cheeky Chap. Okay, we have 23 people over there in YouTube and 7 people on TikTok. TikTok is funny. Yeah, it's just direct experience. Warrior, survivor by necessity. Yeah, I'm the dude who making those drawings. I'm usually on the other side of the camera, but now the necessity of the day brought me in front of the camera. Allah is the greatest of deceivers. Religions, man, they're just stories. There is no proof in them until the only. I feel like if you're supposed to believe in something, you gotta see it. Talking about God without seeing it and like experiencing it, I guess it's as stupid as every other stupid thing. There's so many stupid things to give an example. It's just stupid. way, OMG, I was always like, he's that guy. Yeah, I'm the guy that usually see the drawing. I don't have the drawing here. Okay, what time? It's 3 p.m. I'm gonna go because I'm gonna save this video on YouTube for people that might be interested in checking it out later. First of all, my initial idea was to, so I'm gonna start doing a series of lives like this, as I'm gonna draw a cartoon about my vision and imagination of the future Iran and how I'm gonna live freely in it. And meanwhile, I give updates about what's going on in Iran and answer questions. And but for the first one, I decided just to talk and share the general idea, to be mostly focused on it, because when I'm drawing, I cannot be that focused, and it's very important to be focused. I made even some notes for the first time in my life. So, but there's a reason it's really important, guys. I see you all as my family, and my family and everyone that I love is literally taken as a hostage, and I don't even know what's going on because it's all blackout, and it's been bad. It's been very bad. So, all the Iranians, I see myself in war. I am in war, and I'm a soldier, so I need to use all my resources to do the best that I can. So this is what is going on. You gotta go back a little bit from how this thing has started. It started 47 years ago. That this religious radical group stole a movement in Iran, that they were trying to bring more power of people in the kingdom of that time. Everything so the country was in a very good shape. Iran was a very powerful country, and we had a very powerful military. We've been allied with U.S., and Iran was very modern. The war and everything was amazing. Iran was just going very good, but um, people wanted more freedom and more saying in the politics. But it wasn't still not that. What needed improvement was the politics. So there was this movement, and through this movement, these religious people took over of the movement, and they deceived people. And after that, there was there was some aggression, and some people got killed. And the king of Iran, um, Shah Reza Pahlavi, um, he left Iran, like Muhammad Reza Pahlavi. He left Iran, and just to stop the killing. And he warned people that don't give your freedom away that easy. Anyhow, so, and the moment these guys got into power, they start massacring. It's not a new thing. You know, they took hostage of, the first hostages that they took was the US embassy employees. They took them as hostages, as you know, guys, for a long time. And they started to massacre everyone that they had a different opinion. Even the people that they've been allies with them against the kingdom, they killed so many of those people. And through these 47 years, there have been lots of movements that Iranian people got into the street and shouted and yelled and screamed that they don't want the regime and they want change. But every time they faced a brutal oppression, and just getting more brutal and more brutal. And I've been in one of them, you know, when I was in my early 20s. It was this green movement in Iran, and I was also fighting in the street and being in all the. I didn't miss any of the protests, and but at that time we had a few very successful protests, millions of people in the street. I was in one of them, and it was complete peaceful and silent, but it was a lot of us. And at the end of that protest, they start shooting people, and and then things got worse. And then we started to get more radical in focusing on like we lost people, and we need to. There was this. So the main reason behind it was this election that they just was rigged and they cheated, and so we were saying like this is we want our vote. This is not our vote because the whole country knew, like the majority of people knew that who they voted for, and we wanted we wanted international supervision of the voting because we of course we don't trust these guys, these demons, and also they're so and so that the focus of the regime is Islam. It's this radical Islam. They're like literally ISIS, but they took over a whole country with all its resources and everything. So um, they have a lot of things, and they have a lot. They have the weapons, and they're trying to. It's been years that they've been trying to make atomic bomb. They're making like uh, ballistic missiles, and they're literally preparing for making atomic bomb, and the world needs to be worried about them. They are dangerous, and that's a very good indication of how everyone is responsible right now. There is a time that we get responsible, and we need to set our boundary, and this is one of those times. And there is, unfortunately, mind-blowingly, there is this movement and psyop in the internet that trying to deceive people, and they share crazy misinformations, and the problem is that put people in Iran in danger. And I don't pay attention to the comments at the moment, guys. I will answer questions at the end of the summary. I need to give you some summary of what's going on. And where was I? So anyhow, getting back to this movement, there was 3 years ago there was this woman life freedom movement that started because they killed a very young lady. I guess she was 18 years old. Her name was Masa Amini, and they killed him because a little bit of her hair was out, and that started a movement. With now this time, the forefront was the woman, and the women were asking for the right because like the women don't, they don't have, they definitely don't have the, it's like they don't even have the second place in the country. They have the third place. The second place is everyone else, if you can call it second. But the only people that they're being taken care of, and they're receiving all the benefits of such a rich country, is the people, this group, this criminal group in power. And then everyone else is literally a hostage. They treat us as a hostage. It's just you grew up with being humiliated. They separate you when you're 7 years old, men and women, and they teaching you in the schools to say death to United States and death to Israel. It's part of it. It's part of going to school. And there are tests that you have to take every year that it's all about this religious bullshit. Even if you want to go to the university, they interview you to make sure you are really believing the stuff that the government want people to believe. And if you don't, even you have studied a lot, and it's very hard to actually get to that position, and they just literally can say no, you're you're not so you're gonna it's a constant, you're gonna lie all the time, and you're gonna, you cannot be yourself. That's why I'm in out of Iran. And even getting out of Iran is very hard. It's a jail. It's a jail for 9 million people. But I get out because I wanted to be myself, and if I be myself over there, I'm dead. Because if you don't believe in Islam, they hang you. And I don't believe in Islam. I don't believe in any religion, and I don't practice them, and I cannot be, cannot not be myself, you know. But anyhow, um, so there was this movement in the Zan Zindagi Azadi movement, and the women were in forefront, and they were starting doing brutal things. They're shooting shotguns in women's eyes, and like specifically, if you're seeing a beautiful woman, they will shoot them in the face, they will shoot them in their breasts or in their genitals. They're they're messed up, and the leader is literally a psychos. Like he he's a psychopath. He has serious psychosis, and he just murdered. He ordered for murdering. First, the number was 12,000, and now it's getting to 20,000. Now it's even talking about 40 to 50,000. But the stories and the stuff that I've seen from Iran is so mind blowing that the number really, at some point, doesn't matter anymore. Even though one life is too many. Life get, if you lose one life, is too many. And what do we people say? They said, just want their freedom. That's it. They want the regime to change, and they want their freedom. So in the movement, Women Life Freedom, they started being brutal. They killed a lot of people, and then they started to shut down the internet. In the movement that we had before this one, a few years before, they shut down the internet for a few days and massacre 5,000 people. That we were all like, whoa, these guys are like unbelievable. We were shocked, and then back online, and everyone just like back to life, because like what you want to do with such a crazy government regime. And then there was this movement, and they got even much worse, and they started to stop the internet again. But then they brought it back online because they had the craziest strategy. They started putting this chemical warfare grade gas attacks to girls' schools, because the schools in the schools, girls at the schools, they were taking their hijab and taking photos, like fingering the ayatollah, the picture that every official place needs to have it, because apparently that guy's supposed to be sacred. And so and the movement was um, you know being directed by the woman. It was just the woman anger, coming like, we want our rights. We want to have a right to what to wear. You cannot even choose what to wear. Cannot. You don't even have rights. You cannot even get a passport if you're a woman. You have to get permission from your father, or from older brother, or from your husband. Um, they don't have any right, and so they were asking for the right, and then they attacked the schools, and like there were kids, like dozens and dozens of kids falling on the ground, and like nerve agents, they're losing, they couldn't control their bodies, and it was so bad. So it kind of scared the whole country, and everyone stopped, because what you want to do with that? And this time we thought, if millions of people come to the street, that's it, we got it, we win. And so there was this movement that started 21 days ago. It started first with the strikes, and in Bazaar in Tehran, in the market of some markets of in Tehran. And then it turned to more strikes around the country, and also the businessmen and the trade, like people working in the market, in the bazaar, like protesting, and saying that down to the regime and down to the dictator. And they were also calling Reza Pahlavi, which is the Prince of Iran, the son of the previous king that I talked about earlier, and which he's actually a cool guy. I've been following him. It's been 7, 8 years that I've been following him. He's always been saying the same thing. He really cares about Iran, and he believes in democracy. And the people of Iran shouted his name to be the leader of the transition time, the transition from that regime to the new regime. So people came even with their alternative, and they were shouting his name in the street. And because there was a lot of videos coming out and people calling his name, so he took the responsibility and said like, then I will lead the movement, as people say. So and then he said like, for making sure and seeing how much support you guys want to give to me, he gave the night 8th and 9th of January, sat, Thursday and Thursday and Friday, for people to go out and just say what they want. And those are the nights that the massacre started. And apparently they've been between 30 to 40 million people in the street. Have you guys seen the videos? In total dark, they even turn on the, so at this point there is total blackout in the country. No internet, no telephone, no SMS or like messages, nothing, no digital communication, back to whatever age it was, right? Overnight. And forget about all the damage on the businesses and the, no one, it's just the country is just literally shut down. And then they brought these militia groups, these terrorist militia groups that have been funding, like Hamas and Hezbollah. They brought um, Kitab al-Hezbollah, this terrorist group in Iraq, and I guess two more from. They have like a lot of branches of these terrorist groups. They brought them in the country because they didn't have enough forces that they would follow them. So many of the people in the military, they dropped. They didn't go to work, so they don't be part of the oppression. They didn't have enough forces. They brought those people, those slayers and criminals in the country, and they massacred people, peaceful people that they have no weapons, and they just the only thing that they had, it was shouting what they want, which was freedom, down to the regime, and having their alternative back to, because the country is falling apart, is the lowest currency in the world. They they literally destroyed Iran, which is such a beautiful, amazing place. Soon it's gonna be open, and you guys gonna see Iran has a lot to offer to this world. There was a lid on this country for about half of a century, and this place is beautiful, very beautiful, amazing, welcoming people, and this has a lot to offer: culture, art, nature, resources, everything. And people in Iran, we really, um, from the beginning, they were not representing us, but we had no choice because the world was not taking any action, and they took over of the country with all the weapons. And the world wanted that, honestly. Um, that goes to a very much deeper conversation that we don't want to go that way that right now. But so in the green movement, so why this time? We learned lessons, in the green movement that I was in Iran. We were going in the street and shouting. We needed support because these guys are killing, right? But we want to be free, and we thought the countries they're talking about, human rights and all those things, and U.S. and the Western stuff, they get it. So we're saying we want freedom, we want down to this regime, and then we knew we needed support, so we were shouting, Obama, Obama, Yaba Una Yabama, which means Obama either with them or with us. And you know what Obama did? Give them billions of dollars, send them cash with airplanes. And it turned to, and they funded, nothing happened in the country. The country was just going down because all their resources going to these terrorist stuff that they're doing around the world. Not even just only in the US. What do you think Venezuela was about? When Venezuela was becoming one of their arms, it was one of their arms. They were starting um, terrorist groups over there as well, you know, organized crimes and all sort of shit. I'm coming from there. It's home for me. I know what's going on. There's so many misinformation that it's very important to share the truth. And anyhow, and then so Obama sent them the money, and then that's what I made my mind to leave the country, because I was like, I'm wasting my life. Not enough people were standing up, and U.S. Made the deal with them. We're fucked. So I left the country, and then the other movement it was during Biden, and um, actually I just wanted to mention that also during the other administration. He also sent them money, and those a few days after that funding, 7th of October happened in Israel with Hamas. That is one of their arms. That literally they're funding, like Hezbollah. Anyhow, back into this moment again. Why it's happening right now? Because the people of Iran, because of the situation that we are having in the last 50 years, we need to be educated politically. We needed to know what's going on in the world, because everything is affecting us deeply. Any um, any decision that the U.S. make, and all the plays that, like Russia, and because Russia and China are exploiting, this is a criminal group, and they don't know how to handle a country, so they're just using them as one of their players, and exploiting the country in so many ways. Um, so we needed to pay attention to what's going on this time with what was going on in Israel, and Israel was really going for these terrorist groups, the arms of Iran, and also U.S. with having Trump. Iranians realized there might be an actual chance this time, and Trump said, "You guys get out and get your uh, get your governmental buildings back, and the support is coming. We support you." And people trusted that and went out to show that what do they want, and they appreciated the support. So now what is really going on is, like, there is around 90 million people. They want their country back, and they've been even out in millions, all parts of the country. And but they have been prepared for this, because every time these movements they get bigger, so this time they have been prepared for an organized oppression of. They knew exactly what to do. They've done a massacre. There are videos that, like, shooting people from the back, that they're running away, right? And um and they're using mosques as their depot, and as the place that they organize their crimes. And they just, like, it's all these religious people do their things over there, and they send out. There's this militia group that they have. They call it Basij, which is like they're the military, but in person, like they don't have uniforms, so they can always, you know they're always in action. It's very crazy and complex situation. um, I don't want to make this live too long, because I want it to be saved for some people to watch and learn what's going on. And I'm speaking on behalf of every human in Iran that said they want freedom, they want the regime back down, and they want Reza Pahlavi back. Millions of people said that. It's on the videos. It's it's all around. If you just want to watch it, you don't even need a person for you to translate it. Use AI and see what people talking in those videos, what people shouting. Anyhow, um, so what is going on right now? There is an actual chance, but the point is, um, we literally have a block right now. We're facing a regime that has no morality, no humanity, no nothing. They only want to stay, and they're crazy, and they just massacred who knows how many thousands of people. Minimum is the the official minimum number for those 2 nights is 12,000. So we want to keep going. We want to drop this. We have made our mind as a nation, and what we need is what the West, or not the West, actually, US and President Trump said directly in the camera, and that made people to put their lives in the front and sacrifice their lives for the freedom. But there are these so many other countries, and there are these movements in the digital world that are trying to twist the reality, gaslight, share news stories, and just distract people from what's going on, with putting in, making it involved with the Free Palestine thing and the whole politics of the West and the right of the US. And they don't want Trump, the left doesn't want Trump to win anything, and that could be a big win for him. So all these politics involved, um, this is not the matter. The point is focusing on what's going on. There are 90 million people hostages, but very importantly, there are thousands of people, 20 to 50,000 people, literally in their jails as hostages in silos, that they in any moment they can massacre them. And I'm sure there are like so many killing happening right at the moment. In those two nights, even with the low number that we had, in every 40 seconds they have killed one person. Every 14 seconds. And it's been all around the country, in every city, in regions, villages. The stuff that we've seen, unbelievable. Just give you one example. Just one example. In Rasht, people were just out and shouting and saying what they want. So there've been a lot of them. So these guys are scared and trying. They want them taking people back to their homes. So they shoot a 17 years old kid in the head. People get scared, and they run away, and they kind of direct people to go in the bazaar, or like it's like a traditional market, with all sort of handcrafts and foodie stuff and groceries, and like from the farms. It's a very beautiful place. I've been there. Rash is actually one of my favorite places that I have a lot of friends that I haven't heard about still. And so they direct people to the bazaar. Who knows how many people? A huge amount of people. And they set the bazaar in fire. And whoever was running out of the bazaar, they were shouting it with military grade weapons, da 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 da, just killing everyone. And they piled up all the dead bodies to be a warning for everyone else to get out. And this action that happened in so many other places, we don't have it. I cannot give you exact places because the information is not coming out. The internet is so bad. The only thing, this it's a few things that comes out. People saying um, um, the internet's not gonna be back because what they've done um, is they're telling us like, you guys gonna lose your minds, like we other Iranians, and you all and everyone has lost someone. That's how bad it is, and it's a very bad situation right now. The Iranian people don't have any voice because they don't have internet, they don't have anything to communicate with the outside world, and at the same time, the regime has this cyber um, military. They have thousands of people hired as cyber soldiers, or whatever you call it, cyber militias, and they just go in the internet and just push these wrong stories, and they're pushing their own agendas and propagandas, and using all the stories about Gaza and Palestine and everything to twist and turn it around. It's very nasty and bad. There is no place um, for all that game, all those games right now, because there's so many people. Every minute, people are dying, and what is needed is literally, we're not asking, we Iranians are not asking for anyone to do anything to change, to make the change for us or anything. We already, this started, Iranian people already started, and with a very big number, undeniable, and they said what they want, and now they're facing a block. These guys are just shooting. They have all the weapons, and everyone's empty-handed over there, and they don't have any voice. So we are being their voice, and saying what they want. We literally at this point, it's, we need um, air support. That's literally what we need. We need someone to take these guns out of them, uh, to get the guns from them and stop the leaders that who to making these decisions. And that can happen with some surgical military action. They just kill specific people, and or neutralize these arms that they're just holding the sword and don't let anything to happen. And the reason of this live was to share this some of this information for my family, that I, you guys, most, so many of you know me, and um, probably you know what am I about. And because there's so many misinformation out there, I hope there are some people that can trust me here, and uh, so be the support and the voice of people of Iran. This is just a little summary of what is going on, and what do we need and what do we want. And now, if you want, guys, have any question, you can send. I answer. The red says, "Thank you for telling us what's happening. I will pray for peace." You know, prayer is very amazing and nice. I appreciate you, brother, or I'm not sure, or sister. But what is needed, you can help us with communicating to your representatives in your governments, wherever you are, and telling that you want President Trump to stay on his word, and you want the U.S. If you really want to support us, you can support us by sharing your will, that you want to support the free people of Iran. You want to support the free Iran. That would be really appreciated. That's what's really needed. Putting pressure on the politicians to do their thing. You know, all this bureaucratic stuff takes so much time, but people are dying, and they're my family, they're my friends. My mom is over there. You know, all my friends. I haven't heard about anyone, and there've been so many crazy things in the neighborhoods. I've seen videos. So yeah, sharing, minimum thing that you can do is to find out what protest is happening around where you are, where your city, and join the protests, or calling your representatives and telling them that what you know, you're supporting the will of free Iranians. And in social media, you can find me in social media, Conscious Verse, or any other, because like I would suggest check my page, because there's so many nonsense out there as well. But just be the voice of people and share the information um, that maybe I share, you can trust. If you know me, you know that you can trust, if you're some of my fans. And hopefully, and share those kind of things and be people's voice. Share them, repost them, put as their stories. We need to keep the hype high until the, the help that we need happen. We will do the rest of the work. The thing is not, it's not about Iranians only. We will do our part. We're gonna free our nation anyways. But the thing is, like, first the world needs to understand this is also everyone's responsibility. This problem and this trouble has come to all of us. Like, it comes to your immediate family, like, or the people that you know. And these people showed how brutal and insane they are by by doing such a thing unbelievable. And you don't want those people to have AI. You don't want those people to have powerful AI in all the labs and everything that a country has. You don't want them to have atomic bomb. You don't want have them to have any mass destruction weapons. Look what they've done to their own people, and they've already from the beginning was saying this to the U.S., this to Israel. These guys are real. They have these crazy Islamic crazy ideas, religious ideas that we don't want to go over there. If you want to educate yourself, go for it. But these guys are they have just done that. That's already enough to see you don't want those people with those weapons, and they need to be neutralized for the safety of the world. It's all of us responsibility, and I'm sharing that responsibility with everyone, and hope it resonates. Hope you take what you can. Just everyone taking some actions, just sharing some stories, and sharing the hashtags free Iran, um, digital blackout Iran. Um, what else? I'm trying to remember the important hashtags. Um, Iran Revolution 2026, free Iran. These are the main hashtags. So uh, everyone has a question. The regime agenda, dude, they're crazy. Their agenda is to destroy Israel and destroy the US. They're against imperialism and capitalism, all these ideologies, you know, and they want to make everyone Muslims. Muslim is forced. It's forced to Persia. Persians never been Muslims. It's been a different thing. They forced Iran or Persia. They attacked by killing and you know all sort of crazy things that I don't want to open up the history part. We want to focus on what's going on right now and what needs to be done. There are people are dying. They need support, and we just need the U.S. and Israel to stay on the word that they said, and we want to share the true story what's going on. And you know what's happened? That is true that the U.S. and Israel will benefit from it. That's totally true, and that's what the regime propaganda is pushing forward to say, like the U.S. and Israel, they're just following their agendas, all the stuff, all the conspiracies. The truth is, the reason that's happening right now, it can happen right now because the national interest of U.S. and Israel and Iran finally are aligned. But they're still the neighbors of Iran. They're trying to stop this. They would rather people being um, killed, uh, but the regime doesn't change and the U.S. doesn't attack for whatever reason. It is not humane. Um, Thank you. Jack Davis says, "Are sending prayers to you and your family. Send messages to your representatives. Thanks for your prayer, though." Aloha, Jules. Aloha, Kev. Thanks for listening and learning. I really appreciate whoever is curious. There's so many misinformation and misguidance out there about this, so I'm gonna save this one so you guys can watch and learn. Honestly, Iran needs only, at this point, we just need some surgical airstrikes. Uh, Look, I got restricted on TikTok. Iran's friend, China. I mean, TikTok is funny anyways, but still, we don't know what's the reason, but we got restricted talking about this truth. And it's crazy, even like Instagram and stuff. I've seen crazy things that I wouldn't believe I wouldn't believe them. Believe them when I saw them happen to me myself. I got filtered and censored on Instagram in previous movements. Not doing anything, but I just made a piece of art. no violence, no nothing, just beautiful piece of art for Iran. But later we learned that the regime had paid crazy amount to Meta to filter out some hashtags and words and information like the content, and they've done a good job. They did it. So the good place to be in part is actually X, like the Twitter or X. It's a good place to pay attention. Also, you can check if you wanna be involved. Check my be, uh, just follow me on Conscious Verse on Instagram. Can you, Jules, share my tag here? Let me see. How can I do it? I will put it on the on I will put it on the bottom of this page. I mean of this video on YouTube, so you guys can find it out. Um, no one needs to die, and not innocent. No any innocent people really need to. All those people being hostages that they should not die. There already been too many casualties. It's so painful. I don't want to open up the painful part. There's been so many brutal things. Um, Even talking about it may ban me or restrict my life. It already did on TikTok. But if you just look for it, you can see, you can find, and it's crazy mind blowing. Okay, guys, it's been 46 minutes, almost 47 minutes. And if any of you that have been listening from the beginning of this live have any question, please ask. And if not, you want to watch the whole thing, I'm gonna share it as I'm done. I'm gonna share it on YouTube, and you guys can rewind and watch. I shared a little bit of information and how we're gonna follow up with them specific um, a live session. So this is Isaiah said I'm late. Isaiah, you can watch it later. But I shared what's going on in Iran and what needs to be done as responsible free people of the world. And also I explained I'm gonna have set off a series of lives that I'm gonna draw cartoons about my imagination of the free Iran and how I'm gonna live in the free Iran. And meanwhile, answer people's questions and keep you guys posted about what's going on. Thank you, Jeanette. The point is like Narina said, you guys need guns to fight them back. Well, it's late for that. People don't have gun over there. You US people having guns, stick with them. You need to have the power needs to be balanced. You know, it's too unbalanced some places like Iran, and things go a little far from the center. It can go all the way because they have the guns. No, we want to the leaders and the decision whoever ordered this killing and keep ordering this killing and oppressing the people, literally these militia groups and their leaders, these not militia groups, these terrorist groups and their leaders in Iran, to be neutralized with surgical attacks. And that's what Donald Trump uh, literally said. He said, "You guys go take over the street and your buildings. Help is coming. We are here and support you." So the people of Iran really counted on that and went out and sacrificed their lives for freedom. That's what that's what we need. We need action. We need the world to close their embassies, send them back, like exile them, send them back to their countries, deport them to Iran. I mean, and we will take care of them later. And they all need to go to the court. And yeah, and just receive Iranian people and help us to have a smooth democratic transition and be ready for a democratic Iran, a free Iran, and just be ready for learning amazing things about Iran soon. But before that, it's the, you know, it's the deep darkest part of the night, and we need supporting each other, and we need light. Yeah, these bad people are just bad, and there's some points that you gotta protect yourself. You gotta put your boundary and neutralize. And it's crazy that I'm saying all this, but that's the truth. How many people needs to die? We've all these years, we've been protesting peacefully. They still did peacefully. People just shouting what they want and saying what they want. That's all they've done. But the oppressive forces, they started to brutalize and bring violence to the situation, and then it started shooting people. It started from what was the city? I guess it was in Hamadan, and then it started to spread out, and then in those on the 8th and the 9th of January, they they've done a massacre, and we don't know even what's going on right now. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, Hello Honey Bear. Love you all. Okay, seems like we don't have more questions at this point, and it's a good time. It's been about an hour, 51 minutes so far. I'm gonna stop this live so people can watch it and learn. Don't want to be too big. So, love you all. Much love to everyone. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate that. And be Iranian's voice, man and woman. Aloha. This live is going to end in 3, 2, 1.